I like to go all the way up to their face and then peel down, and then you have a double circuit over the breasts. It's a nice tissue. I teach the triangle fold out, so pin at the armpit, flip over, and then the arm goes over this, and that protects your blanket if you're not going to change your blanket for every person. It saves your blanket from oil and things like that. So there's just on the sheets that you're flipping out. Okay. So that's one, and just so you can see some flipping. So I can leave the pocket there, but I would ask her to hold it here just to avoid any slipping. And just because you can't see my hand doesn't mean I'm being naughty. Okay. I always have intent behind your stroke.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's there. Or you could super tuck, but then you wouldn't be able to get in there. Okay? So you could do that, but that's one draping up there. That's fine. And if she's cold, you can re-drape her back. That's all you can do. Okay. So when you come down for the legs, uncross your legs. I always do opening strokes, always. Just energy dispersing and saying, hey, I'm coming. I'm bringing the nervous system down here, bringing the brain down here, even if she's sleeping. You know what I mean? So same with like the L drape on the arm. I L drape at the side. I look for the hip, and I just do a big L flip over here. And then I look for the bolster. I'm going to uncover her knee. That's the bunching. And then I find the bolster, and then I slip under her thigh without lifting it up, but she's wearing clothes. And I can do a full diaper drape if I wanted to. I'm not a diaper draper. I'm a pocket person. Okay, so then we have the leg. Oh, one thing you do, normally you say 50% of your clients take your underwear off, 50% leave them on. It's completely up to you. For prenatal massages, I'm going to ask you to leave your underwear on, just so when we switch to the body pillow stabilization, you're completely covered the whole time. Without saying I'm going to expose you or I'm going to try to look, you know what I mean? Like, just I'm going to ask you to leave your underwear on so you're completely covered the whole time. When we switch the bolsters or if we do any stretching, or this is the one time you're going to ask them to leave it on. Some of them are going to leave them off because that's just what they do, but then you're mentally prepared for that. So here, you can do the whole leg, you can do the Avianga warm-up, checking out the hips. I always do it as an assessment too. I'm checking where the bounce is, I'm checking the IT band, I'm checking is it quads are tight or the hamstrings tight. Everything's an assessment for me. How's it down here? And then usually they'll have a story. Like, oh, my knees. Oh, yeah, my leg was cramping last night. Oh, okay, great. I'm going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on that. Ankles, swelling, calves, cramping, lack of potassium, things like that, walking, body structure. Hips are outside, so this is where the tightness is coming. Arches are falling. Foot is turning outward. Feet are spreading. This could be 30 minutes right here if you're doing reflexology, intent, that kind of stuff too. The rest is circulation. Yes?
How do you spell the
Avianga.
Avianga.
Avianga. A-B-Y-A-N-G-A.
Okay.
And then, so that's ankles. Round rubbing. You can do the top of the foot. Reverse. Bottom of the foot. If you do it on the inside, then you're doing kidney 1. Kidney's compromised, urinary system's compromised. Arch of the foot in reflexology is the spine.
Ah.
So do that. The head of the toes are head, brain, neck, shoulders. So
Wow.
flexion, manipulation of that. You pretend you're giving them a neck massage. That kind of thing. Energy popping out, out, out. And as I end, then I walk the spinal column with pressure on both.
I like that noise too. It's very nurturing noise.
It's okay, honey.
Yeah.
It's okay. So otherwise, it's pretty much a Swedish basic stripping of the quads, IT band, J strokes. Again, we talked about flipping it up to work the calf this way. You can sit on the foot, play with the calf muscle this way, thinking Achilles. Mm-hmm. Some jiggle, and then always
Some
flushing,
jiggle. Just jiggle it.
rocking, jiggle, some jiggle. And then you can get the knee, you can do your all stuff here while you're taking a break.
That's nice.
And then I would let it fall back down. And the trick to getting the hamstrings is you're gonna extra loop, because you want that slide. And both my hands are gonna go in, and I'm looking for until it hit her sit bones. I'm gonna hit her sit bones and curve my fingers in and do some manipulation there, and then I'm gonna hook and drag my fingers down. And then I go back in and open them about an inch and drag, and then it's completely slippery and lube, so then I can do some,
Right.
and I do all of that. So then when I flip her to her side, it's just glutes and back the whole time. And I drag out. Drag out. And then she's super slippery, so then I can start going, crossing over in and out, like a whole full leg. Then she complained about hip stuff. I could say, would you mind holding on to this? Right down there, holding those two things together. And then I go into some stretch. I'm aware of where her belly is. She can hold that as tight as she wants, so you can come in. This is what she's gonna look like in the labor room. Stirrups.
Ah.
Right? Is this something you could do for elderly people with back pain? I mean, would you do almost the same exact massage for elderly people with back pain?
Yeah. Yeah, as long as you're sensitive to their joint mobilization, you're listening to their body. Like, I didn't go in and go, you know what I mean? I totally was like, where am I gonna stop?
Right.
Where does her body say I'm gonna stop? But with prenatal, I can't go straight. I would squish her baby.
Right.
So you kind of are angled out
Uh-huh.
and going around that. And then you can play in or out, rotating the socket. My pressure's in her calf. So you can do figure eights. You can do the rotating in. My feet are doing what my hips are doing, what my hands are doing. Feel good? Right?
Yeah, it
So
does.
it's if they have sciatic pain, your first stretch of the piriformis, low back pain. Totally amazing. You can just do that a couple times. Bring it out, stretch it out, jiggle it out. And pull everything out. And then I got it out. Also then just re-rock the legs.
So glad.
That's one leg. And then you do the same thing on the other leg.